All right, welcome back, guys. I decided to do a little live streaming here and just see how you guys are all doing. I'm just going to kind of kick back here. Going to be doing a little ham radio, the old VX8 here. Figure I'd listen to that. Maybe you guys can join in here. But yeah, I haven't done. Let me put this on something here. We can get this sitting over here. All right. So, not a big agenda tonight. Guys, I've been slacking. Oh, there's Matt. What's up, buddy? Hey, we miss you at work, man. You need to come back. Really, you really do. We all miss you. But yeah, Matt's a great guy. So no real agenda. Just been really slacking on the videos in the last month or so, and no real reason. Just no apologies. We've been kind of tired. Our oldest daughter Ellie has started school, so that's taken a lot of time to kind of get her focused in. And I'm doing good, Matt. I'm doing good. Not as good since you left. But yeah, so it's funny because I had a bunch of videos. I have several videos that I got in the can, and I just haven't been happy with them, and I haven't uploaded them. So maybe I'll finish them all up here. I have a video on installing a base station ham radio antenna, which I just got done with, and it works really good, but it's been just didn't come out right. I lost some of the footage. I don't know what happened. It was really weird. So I uploaded to I think what we're doing is running out of space on this computer, and we have to kind of clear it out. And I think it's just not been doing everything it's supposed to. But yeah, no excuses. We're going to keep going. And, just kind of readjusting to life right now. So we are moving into the school season, which is new for all of us. The girls are, like I said, Ellie's gone into school. So this is kind of a bummer because this is the time, like right now, when it's nice and, not quite so hot, not quite so cold. It's the perfect time to go up to the cabin. So kind of bummed out about that. We kind of missed, we were going to go a couple weeks ago for Memorial Day and, no, not Memorial Day, Labor Day, and missed it. So I don't know what we were thinking. We should have gone, but now we're going to be waiting probably quite a while. So yeah, there's that. We actually have a little bit of a project. Well, not really much of a project, but I'll show you in a video coming up. A new little vehicle that we got for the property, and just to kind of goof around. But I think it's going to be I don't know if it's going to be a game changer, but I'm looking forward to goofing around with it. But we picked up a Yamaha Rhino, an 09. Picked it up 2 days ago. So we're going to be having some fun with that. I want to install some rear seats in there, so the kids can ride around. We can, bump around on the property. But in the meantime, maybe Mrs. D and I can take it up to the mountains up around here and have some fun. So stay tuned for that. It'll be kind of fun. Did you get a new camera? That sounds like Matt got a new camera here. You need to tell me what kind. Get an ADD or I think ADD is actually kind of a funny name for a camera, but I'll wait for you to respond. Yeah, I'm still using the G7. That's the camera that I've been using for the last 3 years or so, almost 3 years. Good. Oh yeah, EOS RP. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I've still been planning on getting a camera that actually has autofocus. That'd be kind of handy. But yeah, the G7 is not known for autofocus, but yeah, it does work if you kind of keep an eye on it, and just kind of keep an eye on it. It'll kind of go wild. But yeah, what else we got going? I did a video. Ham radio. I'll Person is barely in the repeater there. So that's wild. Gosh, this is a great radio. I actually have a couple of, I have a couple of radio reviews coming up. Have you, and this is for you too, Matt, if you're interested in radio, but there's a set of radios I bought. It's a bandwidth that's rarely used, and if you want to go get your license, go get your license, and you can kind of operate whatever you want. These have the most. There's hundreds or thousands of frequencies to pick from if you get your ham radio license. But if you don't want to do that, and of course, if you want to buy those Walmart ones, the FRS radios, the little blister pack radios, those are fine. But there's always, if you take them to like a campground or an event, there's always people and kids talking on them, and yeah, you do need to get your license. And there's always kids talking on them, and it's always a big mess when you're at a campground or whatever. So a little known secret in the radio world, it's not really a secret, but it's odd that more companies haven't done this, but there's a frequency bandwidth called MURS, M-U-R-S, and there's five frequencies, so there's not that many. It's not like 42 or whatever they have for the other, the FRS, the Family Radio Service ones that you get in a blister pack. There's 5, and they're old commercial frequencies, so they're a little unique in that you can they work better outside. So they're in the VHF range instead of the UHF range. So if you're in a car and you're car to car and you're talking, and that it might not work as good for that. But if you're outdoors, the VHF ones work really good. And of course, if you're a ham radio operator, on this one I have a VHF and UHF. I can listen to VHF and UHF at the same time. But it's they're just for different reasons. But you can get these MURS radios, and nobody makes them. So there's only a couple of companies, unless you want to buy an expensive Motorola $300 radio, I wouldn't recommend that. But there's a company called Retevis, and I picked up a couple from them, and they're okay. They seem to be okay. The price is pretty reasonable. They're about $25 a piece, and now you have access to frequencies that nobody. I mean, these things are quiet. There's nobody on these at all. Like I said, there's no Midland or Motorola. The cheaper ones. They're not making anything for that. So you basically have it to yourself. And if you're out doing outdoor stuff, if you're hiking or for us, we get them for when we're at the property. We can operate really easily outside. They work really good for that. So, and it's nice to know that you won't be, is probably listened in on as much as some of these cheaper radios that you'll find at the store. I'm not going to say it's a secret, but nobody's really making anything for this bandwidth. I don't really know why. But we actually have some old business radios that have the same channels on them. So it all changed in 2000. They allocated these 5 channels. So I'm kind of rambling on about that, but it's kind of cool. So I'm going to probably do a review of those radios. I'm still testing them out to make sure they work good. But yeah, that'll probably be an upcoming video. And I'd like to figure out a good way of testing those, set up some sort of scenario where I compare. They definitely don't work good in buildings and stuff. They're not made for that. So, yeah, so that'll be a fun one, but pretty cool company. They're doing some unique stuff, and I'm wondering why more of these, radio companies aren't doing anything kind of unique like that. They're just making like really simple gear that works. So yeah, up and coming. Rambling on too much about that. Enough of that. Enough of the radio talk already. What's the next project at the cabin? The next project at the cabin is there's it's funny because there's several projects, and again, I've been kind of in this mental state of trying to get over the fact that we won't be up there for a while, because I really want to be up there like right now. Maybe that's why I'm making this video. I want to be up there right now, actually doing this video up there. But the next project, I believe, will be, I'm going to have to make kind of a storage area for the solar batteries. So I've got this. A while back, I was going to do it a long time ago, but I want to make it kind of a bench. So we got this little. I don't even know if we had it on any videos. I think I had it on one, but we picked up one of these little IKEA tables that folds up and you can slide it against the wall. But I want to make kind of an integrated bench that goes in, that just looks like a bench that goes into the wall with it's going to have some vents in there, and I'm going to have the batteries in there, and I'm going to leave a space for 4 or 6 batteries, and then in that bench I'm going to have some like charging ports, for phones, and cigarette lighter ports, and probably a couple of these like USB ports so you can charge up your phone. So I already have all that stuff. It's been sitting. I've had it for years. I just haven't ever gotten around to it. But yeah, I think the USB thing, that's one thing that's nice if you have a solar panel system, is to be able to charge up phones. Just simple stuff like that where you can get lights and charge up phones. That's really all I have it for. And I know it's working. So here's another little thing that you might find interesting. Sorry, the air conditioner just kicked on. On my phone, and we've talked about this in videos past, but that's a picture that came in a little while ago from the trail camera. So what's funny is this trail camera it kind of acts as double duty. And I can see right now, if I zoom in on it, that I have 80% battery power in the camera itself. At night, so what I did was I make it to where the camera gets charged after the sun goes down for various reasons, mainly because I don't want to overcharge it. I don't want to put too much voltage into that voltage reducer, or whatever they call it. It drops the voltage down, so it's a 6-volt system, I think. So it goes from 12, which really turns out to be like 14, down to 6. So I don't want to stress it. So I can basically see the battery life of the game camera, which tells me that the battery system is working fine. And if that ever starts, losing power over time, I'll know something's wrong with my solar panel system, or the little, power reducer thing has a problem. But most likely something will be wrong with the solar panel system. So it's a good little indicator. So when the sun goes down, I can check on it, and it'll actually bump it up to 100% power. So I know it's charging, and it always stays, since they're rechargeable, they stay kind of 80 to 100%. It's kind of annoying, but it's nice to see that it's working. So yeah, it's nice to have that always, 24/7 being charged. That's a really cool thing, and I can see what's going on right at any time. I can request a picture. So that's nice. So yeah, it's going to be probably that little bench, seat kind of deal, and then kind of a power port situation. So I've got some stuff to finish to get that started. The other thing that I started, if you look back on some videos, oh yeah, there's plenty of animals that check it out. I was going to show some videos of that too. There's Matt asked if you've seen any animals on there. I see a lot of deer, but on one of the other game cameras that's maybe no more than 100 feet away from the cabin, I saw a grizzly bear. And I don't have it hooked up live, so I just have to go check those. But it wasn't far from the cabin, and I'm really bummed that this camera was shut down at that time. But it was a grizzly. It was a small grizzly. And we know at that time that there was a grizzly bear that they had tried to relocate. It came back and was terrorizing. So I think they had to put it down, because they just relocated it and put it up there. And it was exactly that time where they had that problem. So I'm pretty sure that was the trouble bear. But he was just checking things out. But the other big project that we have is the shower system. So I still don't really know how I'm going to finish that. I started years ago, 3-4 years ago, I started the shower project, and I have this propane shower unit kind of for an outdoor shower. And I started building a base for it out of cedar, and it's still sitting up there under the cabin, but some animal chewed on it, and I was like, man, I don't really want to spend a lot more time finishing that up if it's just going to get chewed up. So I I'm going to have to, I just never did finish it. And now, last year, since we put the solar panel system in, I will be able to run the, I'll be able to run the water pump needed to pump water through that system. So it's all kind of starting to lead back to, like, kind of getting back onto some of these projects that I just put off. Now that we have power up there, I can get that little outdoor. I just want to do a little outdoor shower and then get a 100-gallon or like a 100-gallon water tank, fill it up when we get up there, and then just be able to kind of hose off. So that's always been one of those things that I've wanted to get done, and just haven't gotten time with it. So that's 2 projects. That's probably going to be like 4 years worth of projects. What else up there? One thing that we really want to do, and I did some pricing out on this when we were up there last time, was a deck. So that cabin is designed to have a deck on it, because basically you just fall out the front side. And so we've always wanted to put like at least an 8-foot, maybe a partial wraparound deck on it. And I've priced out some, what's that stuff called? Trex. It's like an outdoor, wood, decking, basically decking material. I think that's what I'm going to use. I'm not going to do the cedar thing. It would just rot up there. So that's one thing I want to do in the next, hopefully next summer. And that'll give us a place to hang out, sit outside. It's always been one of those things where we haven't been able to enjoy the actual area where there's a view. So that'll be a big project. But the name of the game is keeping it simple up there. I don't want to get it too complicated that it can't, stay on its own. Looks like we have somebody else who joined. I wonder who that could be. Yeah, the barbecue. It said, grab the barbecue up there. That's for sure. We actually have a barbecue. I don't know if you've seen it in the videos, but there's my in-laws gave us a really nice barbecuer, but it's just missing the heat tents or whatever. They're just a couple of bucks. I just have never once gotten it, working. I just have to buy a couple parts for it. Yeah, once we get that deck done, slap the barbecue up there and start grilling. I think that'd be a really fun thing to do. So, and also paint. I started paint. The last thing I did was lay on some mildew killing primer, and I literally got like the first eave done, and that was it. So that will probably be the first thing. I got to finish that up and finish painting the trim and putting flashing on. So a lot of stuff to do. And that doesn't cover the interior at all and anything like that. So there's plenty of projects on that cabin. I just wish I had like 2 months to go up there and finish it up solid, just without any interruptions. So maybe someday we'll be able to do that, but it's not looking like that will happen in the near future. It's getting a little dark out here. I need to get a light. But yeah. So what videos, and I'm going to ask this obviously to Matt here, what videos would you guys like to see? I have a bunch of ideas. Like I said, I have a few ideas and some stuff that's in the can, but what would hold you guys over for cabin? The cabin videos do the best. Like, I know it. If you do a cabin video, people like it. And I've always said this in these videos. I always appreciate you guys supporting the channel. It really, really gets me motivated to do stuff. I read the comments. I try to respond to everything, but I really appreciate you guys' support for the channel. That keeps me going. I do this for fun. This is just something that, for the real reason I think that I do it is to document the history of our family. I think it's going to be fun to look back. I actually go back and look at some of the old videos to see the kids. It's really fun for me. RG Homestead, how you doing, man? Good to hear from you. How are you guys doing down there? Are you guys cooling off down there, or is it still pretty hot? You guys always have some heat down there. You're out in the desert. I think you were doing a giveaway or something a while back. I saw something about that. Yeah, the cabin videos are where it's at. Cabin, off-grid, cabin systems. That's what I want to do. I want to do those videos. I want to do those more. And I can't say, I mean, literally, I mean, I can't get enough time away from the city. I really don't. I really like to be away from the city as much as possible. Good. I'm glad you're doing well, RG Homestead. That's awesome. RG Homestead's been a long-time supporter of this channel. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Matt, I've been trying to do some weekly videos. I fell off the wagon. I was trying to do it every week, and then it's like a habit. Once you stop doing it, your habit becomes not doing it. So yeah, I like I said, I can probably look on my computer right now and find a video that needs to be uploaded. I just have to kind of finish it up and button it up. But yeah, we've had to do giveaway. We're back. Good. Drawings. Yeah, your giveaway. That's good. Well, I'm glad you guys are doing good, and your family's doing well. Your daughter's doing well, I would imagine. Yeah, drawing. You mean like hand sketch drawing, like what I do? My artwork and stuff doesn't do well on this channel at all. It just, I don't know why. It's not. It's just. It's too. I think it's too separate from what. With these radio videos, doing reviews, actually, and doing watch reviews. I have another watch that I wanted to review. I got it a while back, but the watch review, the Nixon watch review, did really good. I probably should do more of those, but I don't have many watches. In fact, I'm not even wearing one. But artwork and design does not do well on this channel at all. It's definitely not been popular. I'd have Mrs. D come out here, but she'd be upset for me to getting her out here. She's all settled in for the night, relaxing. The kids took it out of her today, as they always do. And actually, Matt, I have another channel. If you want to see some artwork stuff, I can send that to you. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I haven't maintained it at all, but it was something. It was an experiment I was trying. It's called ID Outlaws. That's my design channel, YouTube channel, and that's kind of fun. So I haven't done much with it though. It's kind of fun to do those things. It's getting dark. But yeah, I'd love to do some more off-grid stuff. I think you're right. I think what I'm going to do is, like I mentioned earlier in the video, we got a Yamaha Rhino. That'll be fun to rip around on that and kind of show that. And I'm going to get that outfitted so the kids can be, run around on the property safely. And actually up at the property. So here's the thing. So one of the reasons we got this Rhino is we've talked about it for like 6 years. And I'm going to get rid of the ATV, the old Blue Beast. I'm going to sell that this weekend, hopefully, or put it up for sale this weekend. I got some work I got to do to it. And so the thing is, up at the cabin, there's a lot of trails and stuff. And our friends know of some really cool trails to go on. So hopefully next spring, we'll have that thing all squared away and we can run out there and ride around in some really nice area to ride on up there. So it's one of the reasons we got it. So Mrs. D and I can, not have to like share an ATV. So that'll be a really fun thing. So looking forward to that. Man, we're going 25 minutes already. Got somebody else coming into the chat room here. Don't be scared, whoever you are watching. But yeah, reviews do well on YouTube. Reviews are fun. I like doing them. I just literally have to sit down and just do them. But like I said, I have another watch video I can do, and I think you might enjoy it. But yeah, restoring things, doing restoration videos. I love doing restoration videos. One of those, my favorite, and I've mentioned this before, Bravo 74. Tacoma, Washington, West Coast in it tonight. Right on. Well, it looks like we're all kind of out here. Thanks for joining us, by the way. yeah, tool reviews, tool restoration projects, old things that I find. So one of my favorite things, and you may not know this, may have mentioned this, but one of my favorite things, I'm supposed to be as a designer of things. I'm supposed to be really interested in modern new things, but actually one of my favorite things to do, and Mrs. D, her favorite things to do is go to antique stores. We love going to antique stores, and there's a couple of really cool ones around here. In fact, there's another video I was going to do. You're going to like this one, I think. This ties in really good. I actually found a really cool hand crank wheat grain grinder. So that'll be a video, and I'll show you that. That was a cool find. Wow. So I get really excited about going to antique stores and checking out. I just think I'm really fascinated with how things were done, back in the day, back before everybody had all these modern things, and it's I think you can learn a lot from history that way, and I actually think that you can apply that to today. I think a lot of people should spend more time looking at antique stores because you can really learn a lot. You'd be surprised at how much stuff has already been invented, and where the reasons for why things are the way they are today. I think it's pretty fascinating. So got another video there. You guys are reminding me of all sorts of stuff I got to do. Just got to do it. Just got to get down. We'll finish them up. We'll finish up one this weekend for you. How's things up in Tacoma, by the way? Nice area. If Bravo is still there. Oh, it looks like he might have signed off. But RG Homestead says, yeah, an old rolling camp table. Yeah, it's cool when you can restore stuff and use it, and I like that stuff. Yeah, I love going to antique stores and just checking out old school stuff. What did we see there? Man, you can always, and around here you can find some really cool stuff. I think because there's a lot of especially in Eastern Oregon. Got a car driving by, a big diesel. There's a lot of rural areas around here. We live out kind of in a more rural area, but in a neighborhood. And there's a lot of rural areas, old barns and stuff around. So you can find really cool stuff. It's interesting. We go to an antique store up near the cabin. We were talking to them about where they get their stuff. And they said a lot of times they come down to Oregon to get it. They go through like Southern Oregon, Eastern Oregon, all these old barns and old ranches and farms they have down here. And they find the coolest stuff. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. And yeah, the weather is starting to change, Bravo. It's nice tonight, but yeah, it's going to be changing soon. I know up north we have some friends up there, and it's changing up there quick. Yeah, tractor videos. Oh man, I told you, I've mentioned this before in videos, guys. I threw this out there about a year ago. I said, what are your guys' favorite YouTube channels? And there was like several people who came back and said Musty One? Musty One. And I'm hooked. I'm hooked on that guy's channels there, his videos. They're awesome. He's just a cool guy. It's just like you're just hanging out with him, doing hanging out with him in the shop, rebuilding stuff. And the guy knows his stuff. He's been doing it a while. He's got some trigger time with making things work. So if you haven't checked his stuff out, check out Musty One. Yeah, that's cool stuff. But yeah, restoration videos are fun. Yeah, the John Deere. I was watching that too. That's a cool one. That's a cool track. My dad actually has. I'll bring you over the shop. I'll bring you guys over to the shop sometime. My dad's shop. It's cool. It's out in the country, and we just haven't done videos out there. I don't. We kind of want to set up an area where we can do some videos out there. But he has a few, 2 or 3 old. It's not the John Deere, but it's similar. It's a hydrostatic transmission, Kohler motor. What is that thing called? It's not a Cub Cadet. It's a Bohlins. It's a Bohlins. It's got a couple of old Bohlins with hydro hydraulic transmission, hydrostat transmissions on it. Really cool. Yeah. Tell me what RG Homestead said. He's been rebuilding old stuff, and it's fun to do. Got an old gopher grinder, and he uses it to this day. His grinders are great. You know, I really need to set ours up, and I'm going to show you. We're going to make some bread and do some cool stuff. But these things work great. They're just hard to. They definitely are. You can definitely get a workout doing those, and it's pretty fun. But looks like we lost Matt. That's a bummer. Hope to see you again there, Matt. But we're up to a half hour, and it's getting dark. As you can see, I'm starting to get dark. People are mowing the yards out here. That's weird. Expect that. Kind of dark for that, but oh well. And I'm probably going to go relax a little bit, kick back, wait for Friday, and I'm going to be getting on a couple of videos and finishing them up, even if they're not perfectly finished. I think you'd be interested in some of this stuff. But what do you guys think? Should I do a little live feed once a week? A lot of people do that. I haven't, and it's so easy to do now on YouTube. It's really great. But leave in the comments, even after the video, if you want me to do a little live feed, chat, come on here. Maybe we'll set a regular time where we can all hang out and talk a little bit. Yeah, it's going to get dark pretty soon. I'll just be a little blob here, just a pixelated blob. Anyways, hope you guys are doing good. Nice to hear from you guys, and always love hearing from you guys with the comments, and yeah, if I can, well, let's just figure it out. Let's set it up. I'll put it on. If we want to do this, I'll put it on you can always schedule these things, and I can schedule them however far out, and maybe we'll just do that. Spend a few minutes, half hour, 45 minutes chatting, talking, having a good time. Obviously, this will have to be indoors here pretty soon, but anyways, RG, bravo. Nice talking to you. Matt, nice talking to you too. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. Have a good evening. Have a good rest of the week, and have a good weekend, you guys. Thanks for the support.